has acquired the boost.
Left standing wins.
Easy go.
Hello everyone, this is Wrecker. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you guys another Division 2 PvP build video. Now this one is a real special one because I have been working on this from the past 2 weeks and I have been testing it out in Dark Zone and also in Conflict, and guys, this build performs real well. Like, I'm not even exaggerating because I have been testing it out in all kinds of scenarios. It doesn't matter you're against 1 person or 3 people, it will perform real well. It has no problem face tanking any amount of people. It wrecks, like seriously, it wrecks. So the thing is, before we get in, this build has 100% immunity because we have 100% hazard protection. Not only that, we have over 550k health pool, which is amazing. And as for the damage, we are outputting insane amount of damage, and we have double heals. And the secondary heal that I'm using, that's a chem launcher, that's not even needed. Like, trust me, I do have it on my build, but I never ever have to use it, which you will see in the gameplay at the end of the video. I recommend that you must watch it in order to see how well this particular build performs. I had no idea that you know, this particular set of talents and skills can output this insane amount of damage, especially with the technician specialization. I have never ever used it in PvP ever, not even in the PvE scenario, because I didn't think that, you know, I'm not a skill guy. Like, to be honest with you, I do not use skills at all. But the thing is, we are not using any skills to output damage in this particular one as well. It's just to activate a few talents, not even a few, but only one in particular on my mask. Anyhow, I'll give you the details as we go along, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the build, everyone. To give you a general stat, we are sitting at 7 offensive, 11 defensive, and 5 utility. Now for defensive and utility attributes, we have to make sure that we must have 11 blues and 5 yellows, because we need to activate 2 particular talents. For the 11 blues, we have Bloodsucker, and for 5 yellows we have Spotter on our mask. So these two are you know, must have. You have to have 11 blues and 5 yellows. As for the reds, you can fluctuate that number. You can I recommend that you go as higher as you can, but for me, I couldn't go higher than 7 because of the gear pieces that I have. But you can try your best to you know, go lower or higher in reds, because we do not have any particular talent, you know, any offensive talent to be activated, or you know, with any requirements with the reds. Anyhow, as for again the specialization, I am using the technician. Now this is for a couple of reasons. One in particular is that with this specialization, it comes with an attachment which you can use on long rail weapons, which pulses enemies as soon as you aim at them. So that's a perk which you get from Technician. Not only that, you get 50% skill power on the total amount of skill power that you have already on your build. So let's say for me I had around 1000, and with the Technician specialization now I'm sitting at over 1950. So that's a good plus. And the third thing I would like to mention, which comes from Technician specialization, is the armor. Whenever your skill dies, or it goes on cooldown, you gain 15 to 20% armor in addition, which is great for a tank build. So these are the three particular things which work insanely well, because I had no idea that these used to work this well, but I tested it out and it performs real well. So moving on to the weapons, I am using a Police M4, which is sitting at 19.9k damage, almost at 20k. As for the talents, I'm using measured. Now I recommend that you do use measured. Not everyone runs it, but I do recommend you with this particular build and this particular weapon, Police M4, you must use measured, because this thing right here at the very bottom, 30% total weapon damage, this is where it shines the most, trust me, which you will see in the gameplay. Anyhow, as for the secondary talent, I'm running extra, because then again I prefer to have more bullets rather than having a high RPM, because again Police M4 already is sitting as 850 RPM, which is, in my opinion, is high enough already. As for the holster talent, the bottom one, we have recharge, which I got lucky when I crafted this weapon, because this helps insanely good. It gives you an insane amount of charges and duration for your skills. In particular, the hive that I'm using, the Restorer hive, which is the primary skill that I always use and I recommend that you do use. As for the secondary, the chem launcher, it's optional. I'll tell about that later in the video. Anyhow, so this is the primary weapon I'm using. As for the secondary, I'm using an eagle bearer. Now you can use any other exotic if you like maybe chatterbox or any other which you happen to find its holster talent better, but because this combination, as you can see, the eagle bearer is secondary, and for the sidearm I'm running a D50, which has protected reload. Now protected reload on the sidearm and protected fire on the secondary eagle bearer, which means that I will always have 10% additional total armor. Doesn't matter if I'm aiming at the enemies or firing at them or even reloading. So I will have 10% additional total armor all the time, which is great. So I recommend that you guys run it this way if you have the eagle bearer, which I think everyone has it by this time. So yeah. Now getting into the exact build, now let's get started. As for the mask, now I recommend that you do use this particular mask, the named Gila mask. It's called the Night Watcher. Now it comes with perfect spotter, 20% weapon damage to pulse enemies. Now this is where we need that particular rail. Let me go back to the weapon and show you guys which one I was talking about. This is one. It's called linked laser pointer, Technician laser pointer that pulses targets at which it's aimed. Under barrel attachment for long rails. Now to give you a quick tip here, what it means by long rails is Police M4 and the P416. You cannot use this attachment on a FAMAS or any other AR that I'm aware of. So yeah, you can use it with Police M4, and yes, you can use it with the custom P416. Yeah. So those are the long rails I was talking about. Okay, let's get back to the mask. So in this one, we have perfect spotter. This is a must-have. You must run it. and for this particular one we need 5 or more yellows. That's why we need 5 yellows in this build. Now for the attributes, we have 1 blue, 1 yellow. It rolled with 218 skill power, which I know isn't that high. When I min-max this build, if I get a better piece, I will replace it, but for now this is the only one that I have. I have rolled 56% hazard protection on it. Now the way I have set up this build, you only need 50% as an attribute, because as the added bonuses for Gila pack, we are running 2-piece Gila, and it gives us 5% total armor and 20% hazard protection. Now from Gila bonus, the gear piece bonus, we are getting 20% and then 50% from the attribute. So we are sitting at 17. The rest of the 30% we will be getting from another piece. I will show that to you later. Okay, as for the mods, this particular mask does come with a yellow mod, which you can stack with your best skill power mod. Alright, on to the next one, the chest piece. This is the second piece we are running from Gila. It has 2 blues, 1 red, and luckily it had a red attribute, which was a weapon damage. I recommend that you run either headshot or weapon damage rather than crit chins or any other reds, because that's not gonna help you at all with this particular build. So we have 2 blues, 1 reds. I have rolled 25% total armor, and we have 15,000 raw armor already on it and 8% weapon damage. Now this particular talent, Bloodsucker, that's a must have. I recommend you guys to must run it, or if not, you can go with maybe Berserk, but I don't recommend that because this is not a Berserk build, so it's personal opinion. As for the mods, 2 blues, 1 reds, which I have stacked with my best armor and damage mods. Now as for the blues, I will suggest that you have anywhere closer to this kind of mods, because I'm running raw armor, full armor, and explosive resistance. This is the best combo you can go when making a PvP build and going for the blues. Explosive resistance, that's very important because those seeker mines will be everywhere in PvP. So yeah, this is the mode I think I purchased from a vendor like a few weeks ago, so I bought a couple. So this is the exact same copy, as you can see. Alright, on to the next piece. Let me go to the second piece for the backpack. Okay, so I'm running 2-piece Gila and 2-piece Alp Summit and 2-piece True Patriots. So 6 in total. I'm running 2-piece each. Now, going to the Alp Summit pieces, I'm running 2 of them because it gives us a bonus of 20% skill haste and 10% additional skill power, which is great because we do need skill power in this build. Not that much, we don't need like max skill power, but we must need a decent amount. Now as for the attributes, it's running 2 blues. It rolled with 23,000 armor, and I have put in 20.5% total armor in addition. Now as for the talents, I'm running hardened and vital. Now most of the people think that vital isn't important at all when running tank builds, but I do recommend you guys that you guys run it. The only other recommendation I would give you is, if you need to replace vital, is maybe going with efficient, so you could have more armor kits. But if not, I recommend you run vital because it does gives an insane amount of HP pool. As you can see, I'm sitting at almost 100k health. So 453k armor and 98.8k armor, we are sitting over 550 HP pool. And trust me, if you're running around with like 40-50,000 health, that's nothing. Even once your armor goes off, you only need 1 bullet to go down, trust me. So having a high amount of health does help you a lot. So that's my opinion, but it's your preference. You can replace it with efficient, as I said. It's your opinion. Now this particular backpack, what I like about this one is it gives us 2 more utility mod slots, which we do need to caught up to 5 yellows. So again, nothing too special. I have stacked it with the best yellow mods that I had with skill power and maybe a little bit of explosive damage. Yep. So this is what I have. Now as for the second piece for Alp Summit, I'm using a knee pad. Now again, this is because of the bonus we're getting, and as an attribute we have rolled 11% total armor. And as for the talent, this is a must-have because we are not running a named mask in this particular build because of spotter, so we have to have hazard protection somewhere in the build to make it up to 100%. Now as I told you earlier that we are getting over 70% from the Gila gear pieces and the 50% we have rolled on the mask. Now the remaining 30 comes from this particular talent on knee pads insulated. So with this we are sitting at 100% immunity, 100% hazard protection, which is great. Now as for the mod slots, again it works perfectly well because it comes with one blue and one yellow, and this completes the yellows that we need for this particular build, the 5 yellows. Again, I have stacked it with the best blue and yellow mods that I had. So yeah. Now coming to the last two pieces, the True Patriot, that's pretty self-explanatory because of the total armor. And not only that, the reason why I'm running True Patriot is because it gives you a ton of red mods. Because we are not running any particular offensive talents on this build, so we must need as much as reds that we can gather with this particular build. So as again the 2-piece bonus is 10% total armor, which pushes us over 450, which is great. As for the attributes, we have one red, one blue, and I have rolled a 13% assault rifle damage on it, which is the max I think you can get. I haven't seen more than 30% so far in the game. So yeah. Now not only that, it comes with one red mod slot, which I have stacked with the best assault rifle mods that I have, which you can see 5% assault rifle, 1.5% weapon damage. We're sitting at 6.5, which is insanely great. Now as for the last and second piece for True Patriot, I'm running a holster, which again comes with two attributes. We have one red, one blue. It came with 7.5% critical hit chance, which we do not need, but then again this is what I have. Now I have rolled 40,000 health on it. It can go higher than that. We can I think we can go up around like 45,000 I think. But once I get a better attribute on some other piece, I can roll over it. This is not min-maxed yet, so once I get better pieces I will replace them. As you can see here as well, the base armor 29.3, it can I think go all the way up to 32k. So yeah, if I get better pieces, I'm gonna roll the same attributes to the new pieces and min-max it, and it's gonna, and I don't even need it, because it performs real well, but I don't even need to min-max it. But anyhow, so this is the build, everyone. Now let's get to the skills. Let me show you the primary skill that we must run in this particular one, because this is the skill which is gonna keep you alive all the time, which you will see in the gameplay at the end of the video. It works insanely well because the mods which it gives us, the technician specialization, it gives us two particular mods which I recommend that you must run. Is the 30% skill haste and 30% radius. Now it improves the efficiency of this particular restorer hive insanely good. Now as for the third mod, I had 307 skill power sitting, so I stacked it with it, so there's that. Now for the secondary, I'm running chem launcher. Again, we are running double heals, but then again I like, so far that I have tested this particular build up, it doesn't need the skill the chem launcher at all. I never use it, but then again, if you like to use a chem launcher, you can run it easily you can, because as you can see in this particular mod, I was able to unlock 64.6% heal, which is insanely good. So yeah, As for the second slot, I just stacked it with the skill power mod that I had, 311. So yeah, so this is the build, everyone. Before I jump into the stat list to show you the numbers, a last recommendation that I should make, which I don't think people mention, but I do recommend that when playing in PvP that you must use the concussion grenade, because this has the most amount of damage. I think the other one, the demolitionist, does perform well as well because it makes you bleed, but then again this one, it has 271,000 damage. So if you down an enemy, you can reach to it, you can just throw a grenade and boom, he's gone. Now the last thing which just came to my mind, the specialization ammo, because I didn't think that this was good enough to be used, you know, in conflict or you know, any other dark zone or something, because again, the damage, if you're talking about damage numbers, the grenade launcher from the demolitionist is the best one to go for, because it's the fastest and the most damage outputting specialization that I can see. But this one, it performs real well. I will add some clips for you know, where I am shooting with this specialization, the P0117 launcher, the technician launcher, and it can take out like multiple enemies at once. Like, you don't have to worry about the range or if they're standing together or not. Just aim at them and shoot it, and it can take out 3-4 enemies like nothing. So it works real well. So it's not just sitting there, you know, you're not even using it like some other specialization in PvP like the crossbow or something. So it's actually useful to have it. Anyhow, this is the build, everyone, and before we wrap it up, let me show you the numbers, all the weapon talents that are active. We are sitting at 13,681 weapon damage for PvP, 55% headshot damage. We are sitting at 10% accuracy, 10% stability, and we are sitting at 46% assault rifle damage. Now, speaking of assault rifle damage, one thing came to my mind, that only one thing I regret not having in this particular build is one Fenris gear piece. If you could get that paired up in this particular build, we will have 10% more damage. But the thing is, I tried, you know, setting it up in this particular one, but I didn't like it, because doesn't matter if I put in a mask, I'm sorry, the gloves or a holster. The bad thing about the Fenris pieces is that they never come with the mod slot ever. No matter if it's a backpack, mask, holster, or any other gear piece, it doesn't come with a slot, which takes away, I mean, it is giving you 10% assault rifle damage, but then again, it is taking away a lot of threats which you can easily get from other pieces like True Patriot. So I do not feel like, you know, putting in a Fenris piece in there, but if you could add it in there somehow, it should help you even better. Anyhow, as we go further down, all the talents on the gear pieces are active. Again, we are sitting at 453 032 armor, 98 764 health, 49 382 health regeneration, and the last thing is the 106% hazard protection. So we are completely immune. No bleeds, no any other you know, cheese tactics, nothing works on it. So it's great. Now I would like to mention that you need to have like a particular skill set to play with this particular build, because there's nothing to save you here, you know. It's not like a clutch build. It's not gonna save you, you know. You're about to die and it's not gonna save you, you know. You have to make sure when to shoot, when to face tank, and when to you know, run away when you're running low on armor or health, or you know, maybe the charges on your hive. So you have to play carefully. But I have been face tanking 2-3 people no problem at all with this particular build, which you will see, because I will show you the proof how well it performs against multiple people. shooting at you. So yeah. This is the build, everyone. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you like the video so I could bring you guys more videos. I'm new to this whole content creator thing, so I appreciate any help that you guys can give. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and enjoy the gameplay. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Taken by the enemy. allies have acquired the boost.